How are total bases calculated, and why do they matter in baseball? Imagine watching a game where a player hits a ball and keeps running around the bases, gaining more points with each step. That's what total bases measure in baseball. It's a way to see how much a player contributes offensively, not just by getting hits but by hitting 4 extra bases. This stat helps us understand who is really powering the team's offense. To figure out total bases, you look at each hit a player makes. A single, which is hitting the ball and reaching first base safely, counts as 1 base. A double, where the ball gets hit into the outfield and the player reaches second base, counts as 2 bases. A triple, which takes the player to third base, counts as 3 bases. And a home run, where the player hits the ball out of the park and circles all 4 bases, counts as 4 bases. You then multiply the number of each type of hit by its corresponding value. For example, if a player hits 50 singles, that adds 50 to their total bases. If they hit 20 doubles, that adds 40. If they hit 5 triples, that adds 15, and if they hit 10 home runs, that adds 40. Add all these numbers together, and you get the total bases. Only hits count toward total bases. Walks, hit by pitches, stolen bases, or errors do not add to this total. The reason is that total bases are meant to measure how well a player hits the ball and advances safely. It's a pure measure of hitting power and ability to produce extra bases. Total bases matter because they give a clearer picture of a player's offensive strength than just counting hits or batting average. A player with many singles might not be as impactful as someone hitting lots of doubles and home runs. Total bases also form the foundation for calculating slugging percentage, which divides total bases by at-bats. This stat shows how much power a player generates per turn at the plate. For example, if a player has 224 total bases in 500 at-bats, their slugging percentage is .448, indicating solid power. Beyond that, total bases are used in advanced stats like isolated power, which measures raw hitting strength, and weighted on base average, which assigns different values to different types of hits. These help teams and analysts evaluate players more accurately. Throughout baseball history, total bases have been a consistent way to compare offensive performance across different eras. Whether a player hits 3,000 total bases in the 1970s or in the modern game, it shows they have been a significant offensive contributor. Scouts and teams look at total bases to see how consistent and powerful a player is. A high total bases number indicates a player who hits 4 extra bases often, which helps score runs and win games. In short, total bases are a simple but powerful way to measure how much a player's hitting impacts the game. They reward power and extra base hits, and they help us understand a player's overall offensive ability. That's why they matter so much in baseball analysis.